Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, whatever time of day you're watching this. I wanted to share with you one of my favorite stories in my book about two patients that I was seeing when I was a hospice nurse. One patient lived in a mansion, and I had to have my office call ahead of time to get permission, even though they knew I was coming, so that I could get through the gates that were there in front of the house. Big, beautiful brick driveway that paved bricks, and went up to beautiful marble steps to where I was going to step up to the doorway to get into the house. And I was introduced to the butler, and then he took me back and introduced me to my patient, who was very sweet, and the family was very kind. It was a good experience there. Later in the day, I went to see a patient who was way out in the country, and it was a long drive, and finally was on a fine dirt road. It was powdery like, and then I get to a barbed wire fence that surrounded their place. That for the gate was baling wire from bales of hay that was just wrapped around one post to the other, and had to move that out of the way so I could get in to their area. Their security system was two bird dogs that were laying under the mobile home, and they just looked at me like, go on in, we don't care. And the steps walking to get up to the mobile home were concrete blocks that were placed there so people could get up in there. Very same thing whenever I got into the house. A precious patient, this young son's mother. He was probably in his 30s, 40s, so to me that's young. And what I witnessed and experienced in both homes was that the families really wanted to be involved in the care and this transition that was getting ready to take place. What these people have taught me over the years, over and over again, is that we are all one. We're one human family, and that God loves all of us. And it doesn't matter how much money you have, or what your name is, or how many positions you have, or who you know in Congress, or who you know in the White House, or Hollywood, or anything like that. What matters at the end of the day is how we treat one another. And that is what I would want to encourage you today to know, that it doesn't matter where your job is, what kind of car you drive, how much you have in a 401k, or if you know several people that are very influential. What matters is how we love one another. So let's do that. Love one another without judgment, without wanting approval, without any agenda. Just love one another. And some of the ways we can do that are very simple. The way that we can just smile sometimes can bring someone so much love. The way that we can forgive. The way that we can assist. The way that we show up. When you walk into the post office, how you treat one another in there. When you walk into the grocery store, when you walk into a department store, when you walk into a meeting, when you walk into your place of employment, when you walk into a nursing home. Do you know those people in there are just so happy for someone to pay attention to them, to recognize that they are a human being, that they are deserving of a nod or a smile, any gift of kindness. And I think that is one of the things that Jesus was trying to get across to us. Be nice, be kind, help one another, forgive one another, and have fun. Have some fun in the mix of it. And don't be afraid when it's your time to die or cross over. Namaste, people.